This is the roast of Tweezledorf.
Tell your kids, tell your wives.
Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to introduce Nick Lewis.
Look out, Natick!
It's time for Eddie Kane Live.
It's time for Eddie Kane Live.
It's time for Eddie Kane Live.
It's time for Eddie Kane Live. It's time for Eddie Kane Live.
I would like to also introduce Nate Nemitz.
It's time for Eddie Kane Live.
Hey,
It's
yes,
time
I
for
do.
Eddie Kane Live. It's
I
time
would
for
like to
Eddie
also
Kane Live.
introduce Bob Morano.
Tell you why. There's a show about a Kane Live. There's a show
I would also like to introduce the beautiful, the whimsical, the intelligent Eddie Kane.
Thank you, guys. Final and last but not least, your roast master, Ted Finity. As we like to say here at Eddie Kane Live, the cast besides Eddie Kane, we like to tread lightly when it comes to not pissing off Hitler, also known as Eddie. We say that in inner circles. Finally, I get to say what I want. After 5 years of nonsense, you know, all the characters I did were written by Eddie while he was drunk and had hemorrhoids. Did he tell you he had hemorrhoids? No, he didn't. This day, along with the day that Mullet started wearing Miley Cyrus-themed panties, and the day that Nick Lewis and Bob Morano chiseled my dying wife out of her life savings, and the day Eddie Kane finally cleaned his goddamn house, will be a day to remember. Give it up again, please. The roast of Tweezledorf. Let's get down to it. Boy, that Eddie Kane is so damn talented. Said no one, ever. Let me start off with how you're the worst showrunner in history, Eddie. No one quite has the taste in cheap props, shambolic script writing, and frantic DVD last-minute viewing as you, sir. Working with you has been more painful than Mullet's hemorrhoids. Too many hemorrhoid jokes already. I'm always the one who has to listen to it at the end of the day, too. You guys don't have to listen to this shit at the end of the day. I do.
I have to listen to it a week later.
A week later, or the night after. I mean, Eddie, you remind me a lot of a parrot. You talk a lot, you wear cheap, flamboyant clothing, and, oh, for fuck's sakes, we hired a pirate translator, for Christ's sakes, and nobody gave me a right parrot joke? Oh, for God's sakes. But Eddie, seriously, you absolutely suck at writing, producing, editing, and even thinking about a TV show. Your way of getting sponsors is also outrageous. I remember the time we went to Liberia to visit a local Liberian warlord to score funds for Eddie Kane Live. You almost got us killed because you thought it would be a good idea to dress in drag and stroll right into the capital of Liberia. Great idea. And actually, it was enjoyable until somebody grabbed my ass. And it wasn't Eddie. Eddie, you tried, while we were in Liberia, to sell your shit music to dying people. I remember one 8-year-old boy who was dying, and Eddie went up to him and said, "You know what would really make me happy? If you would just buy my music. Because my friends don't post my music on Facebook, and I get so upset because, you know, I just buy my music and we'll be all right. You're going to be fine. You're not going to die." Didn't last long, did it? Eddie, you think you're so scientific, but you don't know shit. I remember the time you were trying to explain the scientific mystery of water to me. You said, dogs just drink water because it's just there. And animals just drink water because they know it's good for them. I know water's good for me. Fucking idiot. Eddie, you love the Beach Boys so much, don't you? I remember I thought you only loved the Beatles when I was growing up with you. But it was the Beach Boys that was your true inspiration for all your music. And I was shocked when you said, I get all my inspiration from the Beach Boys. I thought you just listened to sounds of horrifying car accidents all night.
But that one wasn't funny.
And old women falling down flights of stairs. Big Keddy Kane always telling me, hey, tone it down. Hey, watch what you say. Don't push the envelope. We're on Pegasus. Mullet, my best friend.
Jeez.
Dude, you look like shit. Why don't you go take one of your asexual power naps or whatever the fuck you do? The name Nate Nemitz literally translates from Latin into homeless shit stench. Everyone needs to be well aware that Mullet actually has no time for this right now. You see, he is busier than Bob's gynecologist. He is like working, sleeping, or being an asshole. We are actually incredibly lucky to even have you in our presence, since he just has no time for this crap. I can't wait until the day Nate Nemitz has children and spends no time with them. That, my friends, is the ultimate Nate Nemitz practical joke. Mullet, your face looks like an incurable fucking disease. You used to complain all the time about how I snore too loudly when I sleep over your house. Well, you have vomited yourself while sleeping at my house so many times I cannot even count. If Eddie Kane ever impregnated a gay turtle, they'd name it Mullet. Mullet, I just really want to thank you for all those times you helped me out by doing absolutely nothing. When I was homeless a few years ago, I made the bad decision of moving into your mold-infested basement in Roxbury. You charged me an outrageous amount of $1,200 a month, and you seized the opportunity to quit your job and live off of my wings over Brookline job. I busted my ass Sunday in and Sunday out to support you in your outrageous habits. If you want to know where Mullet's money goes, just follow him into the 7-Eleven. 2 a.m., he just got off of work doing whatever crazy side gig he has. This man will literally buy $55 worth of candy and crumb it in his face all at once.
It's true.
One night,
75.
Mullet tried to cram an entire bag of Twizzlers, an entire bag of corn nuts, and a whole 2-liter of Pepsi in one sitting. We ended up in Mass General Hospital. You should have died. Mullet also is just very much a very weird person. The things that Mullet gets sexually attracted to are outrageous.
Holy moly.
Women's names from the 1600s is number one. Lost and Founds? Really? Girls throwing up. Duct tape. All right, I gotta stop there. Thanks, Randy. Mullet looks like the typical 1800s Russian village pedophile with his steaming feces hairstyle, shambolic clothing, and disheveled penis. Mullet is so lazy he doesn't even wipe his ass after he goes poo.
No.
Because it's his form of being anti-establishment. Mullet's been my best friend for years, and I don't know how. Have I mentioned that Mullet is the cheapest person in the world, never lends me any money, can't pick up the dinner bill, can't do anything for me? But when he does have money, he's outrageous. When my daughter died in a horrible book-burning accident, I had no money to pay for the funeral. Mullet graciously offered to help me out. I appreciated it. During the funeral, however, Mullet went around and made it very clear to everybody, I paid for this funeral.
This is a long
I
road.
don't have any money.
Yeah, right?
We haven't done Nick, Bob, and Eddie yet.
And then there's Nick Lewis. Nick, you look like the most pathetic student at Hogwarts that no one listens to or hangs out with. Your car is so pretentious that not even a wildebeest from Georgia would get into it. Nick Lewis, you're the worst actor I've ever worked with. You scream like Dakota Fanning, and you're basically just useless. You couldn't even act in a porno. Nick, I've always wanted to say this on live TV, so here it goes. This was the note that you wrote to us 5 years ago when you first wanted to join the cast of Eddie Kane Live. Dear cast of Eddie Kane Live, my name is Nick Lewis, and for the past 2 years I have watched Eddie Kane Live on a regular basis. I'm an average Joe with a shitty, pretentious car. On the weekends, I pretend to be poor and watch reruns of Will and Grace. I play guitar, but I'm not talented at all, and my voice sounds like Helen Keller achieving orgasm. I really want to be part of the show. I think I could fit right in. Now, Mullet and Eddie thought this was a terrible idea, but I fucking love Will and Grace, so you are in. Nick, you think you're so stylish. Look at those glasses. But no matter what you wear, you always look like that Dutch boy with his finger in Eddie's ass, trying to prevent an all-out disaster. I really can't imagine how your band works, you two, you and Eddie. I mean, you barely got prepared for the show tonight. I was speaking to Eddie on the phone the other day about the whole DVD debacle. Couldn't you have just watched the DVDs? I'm getting back to the DVDs now. Or were you behind watching other DVDs that Eddie gave you to watch of himself? Oh, come on, man. If you're my friend, you'll watch this goddamn DVD. I've heard stories of people literally committing suicide at your shows, Eddie and Nick. Will somebody please tell Mullet to go to one of these goddamn shows?
Where are you, man? Where you been?
Nothing.
But really, you guys should just stop. No one wants to pay to see any money to see two grown men dance around on stage like wallabies high on bath salts while singing Elton John covers, terribly offensive German Christmas songs, and Mullet's name. Nick, you believe in equality for all people, except for fat people. Yes, Nick, in fact, hates fat people. Just a few weeks ago, Nick refused to drive me home, saying that I was so fat I should probably walk. Nick once held a cookout at his house for the cast of Eddie Kane Live. Nick's a great cook, actually. He cooked burgers, hot dogs, steak tips. It was amazing, but not for me. Nick first off demanded that I wear a shirt 3 sizes too small to the cookout, which I did. He then pointed out to the entire crowd of people that I am a prime example of obesity in America and that I should be stoned to death under Eddie Kane's Sharia law. Finally, after all this humiliation, it came to me to eat, but not the human food, Nick said. Nick said, that's the food for people who don't abuse it. And instead forced me to eat tofu hot dogs, which were actually not that bad. But Nick's penis tastes horrible. Bob Morano, ladies and gentlemen. Bob, you are the tailbone of Eddie Kane Live. I'm going to keep this very professional, but I've always wanted to say to you on live television that you're a Class A fuck. Bob Morano is an excellent singer, as you all know, at nursing homes. Bob Morano thinks he's Italian, but he's actually Greek. I'm sorry, I thought that would be an insult. I really didn't want to say this on live TV, but how do you and Eddie stay married all these years? He is such a whiny, wind-up toy. Does anybody remember the Salem witch trials? Because Bob Morano remembers. Bob is so old, sometimes the cast had to pitch in thousands of dollars for a fucking hover round. Now, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, woo-hoo, give it up for Ted.
That's it, right? No more, right?
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the next roaster.
Oh, I thought you were about to start roasting me.
To the next roaster. The shit stain on the carpet, Nick Lewis.
I don't know how he's gonna top that one, man. Ridiculous. No, thank you, because I have walking onto your own music like a boss.
I know all of you were expecting me to say a bunch of mean things to you today. But instead, I'd like to talk about how much I love you guys for all the good times and memories we've made together.
Wow.
Like, you, Nate. No, I'm just fucking with you guys. You really think I was gonna do some shit like that?
No,
Come on, man. Well, you know, kind of was pretty disinterested in this whole thing, as you can see. So I figured I'd just make a list of all of your faults and shortcomings rather than try and come up with jokes to tell about each of you individually. If you think that anything I say is directed at you personally, you're probably right. And if you think that it's about anyone other than you, well, you're most likely in denial.
Woo.
Narcissistic, oh, this is like the word of the night. Egotistical, Machiavellian, arrogant, fascist, self-centered, self-involved, self-gratifying, wimpy, hairy, smelly, fat, lazy, old, inconsiderate, weak, careless, ugly, dumb, insincere, rude, boring, immature, repulsive, foolhardy, ignorant, dumpy, boring, gullible, cowardly, disrespectful, uninteresting, reptilian, lying, did I say that one already? Depressing, butthurt, whiny, oblivious, ungrateful, mouth-breathing, bottom-feeding, depressing, jerk-off, wiener, and the obvious, asshole. You know, if I forgot anything, I'm sure you can fill in the blanks. You all know how much you suck. You're welcome. Good night.
Oh, God. Oh, my leg. Somebody just saw me totally wipe out on that chair. Great roast, Nick. You have the worst stage presence in the world. You suck. Those fucking glasses off. You look like Stevie Wonder just saw a ghost.
We all know why the glasses are on. Ain't fooling nobody.
Hey, so up next, the only man in the world who can work 90 hours a week between 3 separate jobs but not have any money for the dinner bill, Nate Nathaniel Winship Nemitz.
Me? Bob was next.
People knocking each other down as I watch and stare.
What is this?
People getting slapped around without the
No, I'm
slightest
already here.
care.
Cut the music. So, the roast of Tweezledorf. Can you believe it finally? Wait a minute. So a long time ago, I had this great idea, right? I want to say maybe a year and a half ago, back when we did the last Eddie Kane thing ever.
Yeah.
Where I said, you know what we really ought to end it with, Eddie? It's the roast of Eddie Kane. And he was basically, he just, that was my idea. Never even thought about it again. I don't know. I was kind of upset. Then he comes to me with this roast of Tweezledorf idea. And it's like, well,
I mean, I knew I was going to be the one made fun
yeah,
of the most anyway.
and I was like, well,
so.
it's okay, man. You can use your little distraction. You're getting so made fun of, man. Sorry. I'm here to roast you. No, I'm not. I'm here to make fun of everybody. I don't have too much to say. Right off the bat, I apologize publicly to everybody for teaching Eddie how to play guitar. Like, sorry, guys. That was my fault. I didn't have anything to do with Eddie's singing, though. Eddie learned how to sing from Bob Dylan while he was constipated. I was there. That's really actually all that I have to say about Eddie.
Really?
Nick Lewis. Look at you under those sunglasses. What are you hiding under there, man? Everybody know what Nick's thinking about? Nick's saying, so I just got it. We're on the air. Like, on the air. You're a funny looking dude, man. I just always wanted the right setting to tell you that you just look really funny. Your butt, what, all right, your head, right, is smaller than one of your butt cheeks. I always thought it was interesting. And it's funny because neither you or Eddie really have chins. I was wondering if there was like if like something happens in like the Massachusetts band as like just like what happens as performing musician. I don't know anything about being a performing musician. I haven't in like, what, 3-4 years? Ted, you really hurt me, man. Talking about moving into my house. I put up with Ted. I tried to help Ted get a job when he moved out to my house in Boston. I told him he should come work at this burger joint that's owned by the same place that runs the cafe that I still work at, but don't really work that much anymore. And he said, well, what do I know about flipping burgers? How am I supposed to know when they're done? And then he had a panic attack, and he left, and he moved back to his house, and he calls me not 7 days later. Hey, I got a job at Five Guys in Natick. Bob, I don't know. What can I say? I really can't say anything about Bob. The only time I've ever really gotten to know Bob is while we're working here. Bob opened up my eyes to a lot of different kind of music that like I'd never really even thought about giving a chance before, like Elvis Presley and I don't know, the minstrel that followed Genghis Khan around. He got me into him. But Bob, I don't have anything mean to say about you. I can't really say anything about you. And Eddie, I may have said, a lot of people are going to say, Bob's hemorrhoids. a lot of people are going to, rip on you tonight, man, and I feel really bad about it. Just remember that no matter what, I helped you carry a pig into this place tonight, a dead pig.
No, you didn't have to touch it.
Get a close-up on the dead pig. We carried that in, and we didn't stop laughing all the way through.
First off, Tweezledorf is not a pig.
Tweezledorf is a pig.
It's a really terrible thing to say somebody who just deceased.
Tweezledorf.
How did Tweezledorf die exactly? Do we remember?
You know how Tweezledorf died.
Yes, I do.
Good night, everybody. Boo. It was wonderful.
Well, that's the worst thing you're gonna hear all night.
Yeah.
It's more boring than a fucking stool. Next up, Bob Morano is in all of our hearts. Wait, it's Tweezledorf who died. A man who has starred in more Life Alert commercials than any other senior citizen, a proud, gun-toting member of AARP, Bob Morano, ladies and gentlemen.
Meow.
What, do you get no extra music? Oh, there we go.
Forevermore, because you are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words,
you know, if you want to be funny, all you have to do is swear a lot. If you're intelligent enough, you don't need to swear at all. A lot of great comedians in the past have come up with many hilarious jokes, sketches, stand-up routines, without using any profanity, swear words or gross words, like doo-doo. But these guys were intelligent. So what I'm saying is, you guys just keep doing what you're doing. Don't change a thing. You're doing great. You know, Eddie Kane live show is anything but an accomplishment. This is a hangover from too much partying in high school. May I emphasize the high part of high school? Here's what happened. Eddie got high one day and started a really bad public access TV show. Then he got tired of doing all the work, so he called me. At one point, even the Natick football coach did a segment called The Mort Report. More like the Mort Abort. Then he had this real burned out fella named Shaggy on the couch. I think he died. I'm not sure. Then he had this even higher character named Mullet, who is your typical long-haired, do nothing, go nowhere, just be kind of kid. He became one of the 5 official members. Then Ted Finnerty joined us. Holy cow, this show just got really inappropriate real quick. Ted's also still with us. And then Nick came on the show. I thought to myself, who is this jerk? I figured this embarrassment was just another phase and would vanish like Mort and Shaggy. Nick is still also here. Man, you guys are such losers. Words cannot even describe how pathetic you are. So let me do what I do best and sum it up all with a song.
Play it loudly. Randy.
Here's to those who think not wisely, no, not wisely, but too well. To the show that seems never ending, makes me feel like I'm in hell. To the guys who throw a party if they knew someone to call. Here's to the losers, bless them all. Here's to those who drink and smoke before and after every show. To the girl, oh wait, I mean Eddie, his humor really blows. Here's to that wise-ass Ted Finnerty and his weird, lazy eyeball. Here's to the losers, bless them all. Hey, Nick, Ted, and Mullet, you are going insane. Those torches you carry must be for Eddie Kane. Here's the last roast of the evening. Here's to those who still believe. All the losers won't be winners. All the givers shall receive. Here's to trouble-free tomorrows. This is the last show after all. Here's to the losers. Bless them all. The show starts at 8:30, though it was scheduled for 8, because most of the time, Nick's half an hour late. Here's the last toast of the evening. Here's to those who still believe. All the losers will still be losers. All the givers shall receive. Here's to trouble-free tomorrows. And Mullet, you really smell. Here's to the losers. Here's to the losers. Here's to the losers. Bless them all. Thank you very much.
God, that Bob Morano makes me so happy. Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to see may disturb you, because he's fucking ugly. Eddie Kane, before you come up, I have to say, come Come on up, Eddie Kane. All right.
There's a girl who lives about a block away. She may not feel the same, but I love her anyway. Every time I'm with her, she always makes my day. And I always try to tell her, but I don't know what to say.
You guys are assholes. Why would you say those things about me? That's how you make me feel sometimes. Especially you, Ted.
I'm not that rough.
Especially you, Ted. I'm just saying, there's nothing worse than an obese man saying you have problems. I mean, yeah, that's right, you fat Tyler. You said it. I fucking said it, okay? You know, it's been 1 year and 9 months since our last Eddie Kane Live, and he's been wearing that same black shirt since. That same black shirt. Same holes, same dog hair, same jizz stain, same piss stain. It's just disgusting, man.
Why don't you aim?
I mean, you'd think he'd outgrow his old clothes by now, but no, he's got this obsession to be as large as the goddamn moon. Oh my God. But you know, I'm sorry, I can't read Jackie's hand very well. But I'm sorry. You're really disgusting, Ted. You're like the most disgusting person I've ever met. There's even this one show called Holly the Halloween Hooker. Okay, where Mullet.
My best character.
Where Mullet played Count Dracula, and guess who played the hooker? Ted Finity. So disgusting. He even came to the point of eating dog food live on the camera, slowly in this vulgar manner. Yeah, we had to take a bunch of takes. That was disgusting, Ted. But you'd think that, you know, maybe he's just an over-the-top comedian. And, you know, this is just him being, you know, Ted without. The cameras go down. He's still cussing. He's still swearing. He's saying vulgar things. He's still eating the dog food. He finished the can. This is not a case of somebody being a comical genius. This is a case of mental illness. Ted, this is an intervention. Oh my God. Is there anything else here about you? No, whatever. No. Yeah. Okay, I'm done with you, Ted. Let's talk about my best friend, better than all you guys. Best friend. My best friend. We're best friends. Ted's not your best friend.
Who are you? Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking to me.
You're my best friend.
You best believe he wasn't talking to me. I'd kill
Now,
myself.
I wanted to say something. You know, Mullet's been my co-host since 2010, summer of 2010. Yep. And thank you for doing that. In fact, it started off with a movie. We did.
I was in that movie, wasn't I?
Yeah, your cameo, your first appearance.
Yay.
Eddie Kane movie was 08, I thought. And no, it was, or was it 09?
I changed the years from time to time.
Yeah.
We've been doing the show for 10 years now.
10 years.
Well, you know, I got him as a co-host because, you know, when you hang out with him, he's got all these good stories. You know, he's a pretty witty guy. Then as a co-host, he's got nothing to say. I mean, he goes on these long rants. These rants were longer than Ted Finity's stretch marks. These rants were just really long. And, you know, and like I said, if you know him in person, you know, he's got good stories. You wouldn't think he'd be such a bad co-host. But man, your rants were more boring than Bob Morano's life memoirs. Memoirs, that's a hard word for me. Memoirs. Memoirs.
Scribbling your life story on a piece of raw meat.
Yeah, that's right, Bob. You're getting roasted tonight, too. But wait a second. Hold on. I'm not done with Mullet.
Bring it.
Hi, Mullet.
Hey, Eddie.
How you doing?
Where's this going?
What have you been up to? Nothing. Oh, have you seen Ted? No. Seen Nick? No. Seen anything? No. Outside? No. Constructive activity? No. Mullet, you seen a hairbrush? No.
Hey,
seen
man.
soap?
I'm
no.
looking pretty
Seen toilet
okay.
paper? No. This is the guy who makes us your sandwiches in the morning, guy.
With
Mullet,
love.
you look like you taste like potato chips. And had I said that, oh, was that good?
What, that was your big finale joke for me? I look like I taste like potato chips.
Well, I got this great joke about a snail, but it'd be so irrelevant right now.
Somebody should write that in their memoirs.
Memoirs. Okay, I'm not going. I can't read your handwriting. That's my excuse to say like
From
I
the
have
hat.
material
That's
for
a
these
mean
guys.
thing to do.
From the hat, please.
Bob Morano, I don't have nothing to say because unlike Nick, Mullet, and Ted, especially Nick, you actually show up to things on time. You read the script. You don't ever argue. You don't have anything bad to say. And I knew from the beginning I could really use this guy. Oh, you can do anything you want. Hey, Bob, pull down your pants. Okay. Oh God, you are so fucking boring. You are more boring than anything. It's like really. I think Tweezledorf has better things to say than you.
Imagine what it's like for me.
Oh man, you and that mustache. Take it off already. You've been wearing that same fake mustache since Ted's been wearing that shirt. It's got moth holes, dog hair, jizz stains.
Oh my God.
Ah, Bob.
Horrible.
That's amore. Am I right?
Terrible.
My lover. Because we have sex. I just want to say, I asked you very nicely to not get super stoned during the show. And I see because this guy does not have any self-control whatsoever. Had me thinking he was going to be late today, and he really surprised me. But can I just tell you what bugs based on his obsessions, what can tick him off the most? Watch this. Watch this. Watch the look on his face. Oh, I gotta move this over here. How did that make you feel? Okay? Fine. Let's see. How does this make you feel?
I told you not to test me in gay chicken, man.
Gay chicken.
Okay, that didn't work. So I guess the only thing I got for Nick is my flawless Nick Lewis impersonation. I can impersonate Nick to a tick. I am probably. What does that even mean?
To a T.
To a T. Doesn't the T stand for
Up,
tick?
Eddie, your mic is way down there.
Doesn't the T stand for tick? Don't we have a mic here? You know what I'm gonna do? Oh my gosh, Eddie, you are so brilliant. You guys can hear me, right? You guys can hear me? Great.
3 months of planning.
All right, so this is my Nick Lewis impersonation. I'm throwing this on the floor too. See, he's doing a good job holding it so I don't make an ass out of him.
Nice pirate shirt.
Where was the parrot joke?
All right. All right. This is just the beginning of the impersonation.
Show us your tattoos. I want to see them.
That's right, hipster. And I can call you a hipster because you act like a skinhead, but you're like, oh, do you know what the pig, man? No feelings. Fucking hipster. Okay, so my flawless Nick Lewis impersonation, that is him to a T. But doesn't the T stand for tick, Ted?
No.
No? What does the T stand for?
T-E-E. Just like T.
A golf
Oh, it's
tee.
a golf thing?
Maybe. I don't fucking know.
All right, so my flawless, brilliant Nick Lewis impersonation that is gonna blow your mind.
He's actually doing a really good job putting on makeup. Oh, until just now. But
He doesn't even need a mirror.
Wait until he puts it in the mouth.
A lot of practice.
I'm a party machine. Thank you, guys. I just gotta say, I fucking love you guys. You guys are my best friend. Friends, plural. I like you guys too, but these guys are my TV friends. Meaning there's actually evidence of us hanging out together. Okay, and I just want to say thank you guys for coming on the show, letting me talk some shit. You guys talking shit. I gotta say, Nick, your roast was pathetic. Really short. That wasn't a roast. That was just me in general saying. That was proof that you did not do your homework. You smoked a joint right before the show and said, "Oh shit! What the fuck am I gonna? Asshole, prick, fat, old, bald." Alrighty. Fucking stoned. And I just want to say, Bob Moran, I've looked up to you since I was a kid, and I still do, and thank you for being my friend. Nick, man, you taught me how to dress, man. Yes. Yes, Nick taught me how to dress. Mullet taught me how to play the guitar. Ted told me how to be at least generally funny. Before you were around, I mean, thank you. And just your friendship and your warm hearts, balls, just really hits me right here, especially right here. We're roasting Tweezledorf. He's gonna be delicious. He's gonna be yummy. He weighs 40 pounds, so get in line. This, you know, it's not enough for everybody. I would like to just announce one more roaster. None of you guys knew about it. I hope Ted gets here in time to see him because he's actually a really funny guy. He's older than you, Bob.
Wow.
And more Jewish than you, and more weird than you.
Wow. This I gotta see.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Schviatz.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. No one's really sure 5, 6. What's in the mix? 7, 8.
Hello? Is it on? Somebody tell me it's on, please. Okay, thank you. Nate Nemitz. Nate Nemitz stole my coffee. and he stole my wife. But it's okay. Because do you remember the time that your dog was killed in that accident? That was me. I got back at you. Nick Lewis. You're just terrible. Bob Morano. Oh, coffee. Bob, I haven't seen you since 1923. Do you remember?
Whose idea to put these chairs here?
Do you remember the time we smuggled in that molasses from Canada during Prohibition? And we celebrated, we wanted to go to a cat house. Bob said, let's go to a cat house. So I said, sure. That's where I met my wife eventually, but we went into the cat house. Bob, do you remember the Korean midget with the speech impediment? And you said, that's my kind of dame. Huzzah! We used to use a lot of weird words back then, like Willy Whippy and Dolly Delirious. Eddie Kane, please smudge some of that lipstick onto the pig, and yeah, it would look like my wife.
So, how many minutes do we have left of the show, or did we already pass? We got 3 minutes.
2.
2 minutes. So, we guess we're gonna sing.
I mean, we don't have to.
This song is called Bob Morano. And Ted, you can come join too. This is about you, Bob.
Ready?
Yeah.
It's about Bob Morano.
Start with the ah.
Bob Morano.
Bob Morano. Bob Morano. Bob Moran. You got me rocking and rolling, rocking and reeling. Bob Moran. Bob Moran.
When
went to a dance looking for romance. Saw Barbara Ann, so I thought I'd take a chance. Barbara Ann, Barbara Ann. You got me rocking and rolling, rocking and reeling. Barbara Ann, Barbara Ann, Barbara Ann, you got me rocking and rolling, rocking and reeling. Barbara Ann, Barbara Ann. You have anything last thing you want to say before you're off the air forever?
Yeah. How much was this pig?
That's what you want your last
At that
words on
note, I want to
television to
say.
be?
No, my last words on television should be, invest your money in Lear Capital.
How much was the pig?
No. My last words were, please, can somebody write a memoir about me when they're old? Thanks.
Mike, you glad we did this?
You glad we did this?
Wanna go clean a window?
This is for the pig. That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.